And
I messed up.
Oh, you messed up. Okay, I won by default. Bet. All
Yeah,
right.
you won by default.
So what was how you messed up?
Because there was no lies. All of them was true. I forgot.
Every last one of them was true. Young as a
I was
Five.
probably supposed to say another movie. I forgot.
Never seen. Oh my
So this time we're gonna
goodness.
start it off.
All
Yeah,
right,
you gonna have to
bet.
take it. That's like the only one. I was like, let me go find a movie that everybody done seen that I ain't. I was like, I was supposed to do it the other way around.
Yeah. You're supposed to do it the other way around. So
I forgot.
you never really seen Belly.
No.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Armand Lindsay back again with another episode of Big Boss Talk, the podcast. Listen, we coming with the best guests possible. We got top tier guests all across the board. I got in trouble last time. I ain't calling nobody top tier guests. Shell got on me pretty bad, so I was like, listen, I'm never missing again. So it's top tier only from here on out. Everybody's a top tier guest for sure. But I'm super excited to have this guest on the show because just looking at the brand OTG, we'll get into that, but just looking at the brand, what she's been able to accomplish, build, I'm like, dang, like she got it. You know what I mean? She working on it. Obviously, I don't know, she feel like she got it, but I'm just like, if she just keep going on that momentum, I know how business works. You know, you're not where you want to be, but
Yeah.
at the same time, I'm like, I hope she understands what she got, in her pocket right now. So let me get into who I have on the show. Okay, guys. So here we go. Give me 1 second. So I got Genise Scott, age 33, cybersecurity architecture. She's been in cybersecurity architecture 12 years, and she's been an entrepreneur for 2 years. So entrepreneur, not long, but obviously cybersecurity architecture for over a decade. So I know you got experience and just things that you can hit on in that arena that probably helped you, in your entrepreneurship journey. And then obviously she went to University of South Carolina. Now we got to change that to USC. They say ever since University of South Carolina changed to USC, we've been beating tail on football. So
and
listen,
we got to change all of our we got to change all of our signatures right now because of that. All my PowerPoint presentations.
Yeah. So we got you. She went to USC and got a degree in integrated information technology. Man, Genise, say what's up to the podcast.
What's up, everybody? I'm so excited. Thank you so much for having me. I was like, what, me? Okay.
That's good, man. Listen, I hope it'll be fun. I mean, obviously,
it's
I think
my first podcast.
Yeah,
I got another one on Sunday, but it's my first one.
Oh, that's what's up. I'm glad I was able to be the first.
My podcast
yeah, on your journey. I know you're gonna do so many more as you grow and develop, but I'm glad I was able to be the first one, and you never forget the first one. So
nope.
We'll keep going, but it wouldn't be Big Boss Talk the podcast if we didn't do our signature, 2 truths and a lie. So I hope you got some good statements because I'm gonna get this lie real quick.
You gonna get this lie? Okay.
I got to.
So 2 truths and a lie. All right. So I'm the youngest of 5. I've never seen Belly, and I was a machine gunner.
First of all, okay, the middle one, you throwing me off. Never seen Belly. Oh, I don't know. Are we gonna have to take? I'm not into taking black cards, but come on, Belly. So, all right. Okay, the last one I believe is true. I know you're a vet. You're a veteran. Appreciate your service. So I don't want to say that's the lie. I want to say that's true. That could be the lie though. You could be throwing me off. You could have been in the military, but just not that particular. They had that particular job. So you said never seen Belly. Man, I can't believe that's true. Ain't no way that's true. And then you said the first one was 5.
I'm the youngest of 5.
The youngest of 5. It's between the first and the last one. First and the last one. Jeez. Youngest of 5. Youngest of 5. I can believe that. I can definitely believe that. Youngest of 5 for sure. I think that's true. So I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna say Belly. I don't want to do this. No. I'm gonna say
Oh,
I'm gonna say belly is the lot.
that's a lie. That's a lie. Well, no.
Hold on. You said you never seen belly. And
I messed up.
oh, you messed up. Okay, I won by default. Bet. All
Yeah,
right.
you won by default.
So what was how you messed up?
Because there was no lies. All of them was true. I forgot.
Every last one of them was true. Young as a
I was
fire.
probably supposed to say another movie. I forgot.
Never seen. Oh my
So that's how we're
goodness.
gonna start it off.
All
Yeah,
right,
you got to
bet.
take it. That's like the only one. I was like, let me go find a movie that everybody done seen that I ain't. I was like, I'm supposed to do it the other way around.
Yeah. You're supposed to do it the other way around. So
I forgot.
you never really seen belly.
Nah.
Is that something that you wish to see, or is it just like, nah, not really?
So like when you the baby of 5, right?
Yeah.
Like you don't be at the house for real watching TV. You be like wherever the rest of the kids at. So
For
my
sure.
siblings are 7 to like 12 years older than me. So like I've been cheering on the high school like football for the high school football team since I was like 4 years old. So like
Okay.
my babysitter has always been whatever my brothers and sisters was doing.
Right.
So it's a whole bunch of movies that I missed out on childhood. It's a lot of them. It's
Okay.
I just saw Love Jones this year.
You just saw Love Jones.
I did it on purpose. But yeah, girl, we don't be sitting in front of the TV. Like it was just.
Okay, cool. So Love Jones.
I was
this
like,
year.
oh, let me
Never
watch
seen-
this.
Dang.
Find the time. You on the airplane.
Listen, I'm
So
glad.
now the only way that I'm watching movies is like I gotta be sitting still. But
Yeah.
I'm like high energy. I don't be sitting still that long. I'll watch like some series I'll binge, but they probably got to talk about it on social media first. I'd be late to everything.
Okay. I can see that. You busy, so you don't got time to be all on TV and stuff like
No,
that.
it ain't even really that. It's just I'm telling you, as a kid, I just was not conditioned, or that it was either that, or I was like in the Disney Channel or something like that. It was either one of the two. When my siblings was at the house, it was just like, nah, watch this, watching whatever my mama watched. But
Got you. Okay.
she wasn't watching all kind of like my siblings. But my siblings was out of the house like so soon in my life.
Yeah.
Like so, most people they either have an older sibling or older cousin that's watching it when you're young.
Yep.
I want to say my brother graduated like high school when I was in kindergarten, or my oldest brother.
Wow.
Yeah. So or like so I think like my sister, like she 10 years, 12 years, 11. I got 12, 10, 9, and 7. So they all like super
Spread
old.
out.
Never went to school with them. So yeah, it's all of that.
That's what's up. I mean, it's always cool to, obviously be the youngest. I agreed that was true, just because you have the from the energy that I see on social media, you have that younger sibling energy. Like you demand a room, you demand, like when I see your reels, I'm like, she's confident in the reels, like it's just demanding. And like you remind me of like my little sister. She can be like that sometimes. Like,
but that's so funny though, because like I think that like that is something that my business has forced me to do though, because
really?
Just prior to doing this, like, yeah, I've been a cheerleader, or I'm a Delta, so, I have to do the step team thing. But just like when it comes to like confidence itself, like that is just not something that I feel like I had growing up. So, yeah, so like, I met my business coach, one of my business coaches like a year ago, and that's the same thing he said. And I'm just like, that's just funny, because when you think about yourself, you be like, you thinking about like, when you're younger or you have low self-esteem or something like that. So to always hear that, I think I posted my status when I shared my video, and I was just like, it's always funny to hear you're so confident or whatever, when it, like, I'm only building this brand to like help exude confidence in women. Like the gym is my space. Like I feel good about that space. And so I was like, I'm building on that, and just, everything else that has happened over the last like say 10, 15 years is what has kind of helped with that. But that is not always something that I felt like I've had like this confidence or whatever. Like my teachers in high school would always say like, yeah, she's good, but she's not really that confident in what she's doing. Like, she's always second guessing herself or second guessing her work. And I still do that.
Yeah. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, it's funny. It's not funny, but it's crazy, because sometimes a lot of people, their talents are, most of the time, sometimes their insecurities. Like you talked about confidence, like you never really felt like super confident, but like when you're put in a position to have to do things and you have to get things off the ground, like you start to see like, well, maybe I'm not as bad as I thought I was, maybe it was just all up here. And I've seen that with a lot of different people, but you talked about the insecurities. We'll jump right into it. and then come back. But I've been seeing this poll for a lot of people, like they want to start businesses and things of that nature. But everybody knows now, like social media is the wave of how you can grab business, grab attention, how you really can make your small business grow into something large by using social media. What advice would you give for people that's not comfortable being in front of a screen, being on social media? Do you have any advice on how to get out of that shell and just really, allow social media to work for them?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it just depends on like the business, right? So like, I feel like there's always like advice when it comes to social media. Like I'm techie, obviously. So there's always advice that I would give about social media, things that you can do in like different fields. Like with clothing, you have no choice but to be in front of the camera because people want to see how it looks, how it feels. Yeah. But I mean, there's just so many other businesses where you never even got to show up. Like I have a friend who just started, he was my videographer in my very first video. And he will be the definition of that. He is like, I don't really want to be on social media. He's like real quiet, timid. And I'm like, look, like just post the videos. Like he's a videographer. I'm like, you already recording the videos. Like just post the videos and watch it pick up. And I mean, it's been a month. And I just said to him the other day, I was like, you got 7,000 followers now? Like, he was like, listen, he was like, after that talk we had, he was like, I already got the content. He was like, yeah, why am I still sitting on this? Like post that content because you just never know who's gonna see, like who's gonna see your stuff, and it just go like he's getting hit up. I don't even want to share his business too much, but he's getting hit up by like big brands to like say, hey, can we use this video? Or like one of his videos hit like 2.3 million views the other day, and that's just because he's posting the content and he's never in front of the screen. Right. So if you have a business that doesn't require you to show yourself, then don't do it. Like if you're not confident in it, then don't do it. I don't think that there's a way. I try to think about it all the time. Like how can I stay away from not get in front of the camera today? Because you get tired. Like it's very tiresome. Like I haven't shown up on social media that much in this last week, and it's like it's fine, right? Because I've shown up so much in the last 30, 45 days that I'm like, no. People know that I exist, and to that respect, there is a lot that I've learned over the last couple of months or whatever that like social media is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the business, right? Like there's just so much more to it, like my email marketing or text message marketing or just wanting to make sure you're typing the right things in your product descriptions so that somebody, if they're possibly looking for it, can find you. So there's just so much more to what it is. Like social media is just kind of like the gateway, right? Like I want somebody to see my business. But imagine you go viral tomorrow, right? And you ain't got nothing on your page of how to contact you, how to book your services, or how to buy your product. Like people are really out here still like DM me for order. It's just like, bro, I'm not DMing you. Like,
come on now.
You're not doing that. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like, let me click the link. Let me go ahead through the process, like having your systems and all of that stuff. And that's kind of what I've learned over the last like several months. That's why when you hit me, I was like Black Friday been crazy. Black Friday me, okay? But yeah, so it's like having everything else that helps hold the business up like together. And that's what I had to learn because obviously I didn't know that at first, but I would never, social media helped me start my business, but it is not what is helping me to scale my business. And so that is what I would, if I had to do it all over again, there's so many things I wouldn't leave on the table as far as like being able to capture information from people or getting them off the social media platform. Because you remember one day Instagram got shut down.
Yeah.
What was I gonna do? Nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's the gateway, and you'll learn. I mean, you learn that quick, and I believe in failing quick. And I'm like, I take all my L's and like, come on, let's keep it on rolling.
I love it. I mean, it just seems like obviously it's not a cookie cutter thing with social media. It's like not one size fit all. It's like it's so many ways to skin a cat. And I think with what you do as far as like merchandising, like having merch, there is. People think it is just the social media, but your standard operating procedures and how your back office, how do you make things functional for you? It's super important as well when you get into the merchandising game. And that's why like a lot of people just feel like they can come up with a nice t-shirt design, print it. You see everybody buying the printers like, oh, I could print this for you, boom. But
Yep.
But it's like I guess it's not helping you be conducive in your business, because one day you're gonna want to step away from being the manpower. You want to bring other people in, so those standard
Yep.
operating procedures are something that you can pass along and be like, if I was to leave, somebody can step in and know what to do.
Exactly.
I think I don't know if you follow or you know Ronnie Brown, the lady.
Yeah, I've seen her
She
stuff.
talks about standard operating procedures and things of that nature in the merch game. So I really
Mm-hmm.
like listening to her. But I'm gonna ask a couple of questions, kind of get to know you, right? So we talked a little bit before about social media, so I'm not gonna run that one. But what sparked the idea of being a nutrition coach? I saw that in your bio on Instagram, right?
Yep.
But like, what sparked that idea? Like, what sparked you to have that in your back pocket?
Passion really. So, like, my brand is about building self-confidence in women so that they look and feel good in my clothing.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, what is the thing that the women who want to wear my clothes struggle with? Like, I hear a lot, I don't want my stomach out, or I need to lose 10 more pounds before I can get in that. And I'm just like, it's one, I don't want you to feel that way. But two, and honestly, like, I've always been passionate about, like, how I ate and all of this, whatever, or just being in the gym. Mm-hmm. I know I never wanted to really necessarily train anybody, like, from a physical aspect, but I do think that there's a big misconception about how to eat, and just going through my own, like, getting up 10 pounds after the, work 15 or whatever, and wanting to bring that off or whatever. It's like, why am I working out and I'm still not seeing any results? And so I have to understand that I needed to try to learn how to eat right. So once I did that once for myself, I kind of got the hang of it, and I was like, wow, like, I've been misled for so long about what I should be eating. Like, I've done everything from Herbalife to just trying to eat clean, right, to just whatever, right? So I'm like, so then I tried to count macros once at another gym that I was at, and that really made me see, like, the results like that. And it was just kind of like, it clicked. Like, this is why the other stuff wasn't working, because it was no science behind it. So I was like, I want to be able to help somebody make that light bulb click for them. Yeah. One, it's not $1 attached to it, so you don't see me really going crazy promoting that. Because I do charge people for it. Like, if they wanted me to be their coach, but, like, it's so much deeper than that for me. Like, you watch, like, our families struggle with, like, diabetes and obesity and things like that, and it's just kind of like we're gatekeeping information about how to save somebody's life. Yeah. So so that's why I wrote the free e-guide for my community, and it was really about supporting the people in my community. Like, I created a community for people to be able to have or ask for help as it relates to, like, what I should be eating this week or whatever. And I'm like, I can't be in this community and, like, just gradually giving people advice without having the certification behind it. So I wanted to support my community, the community of OTG, but also my community. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's deep.
So, like, my mom, my sister, like, now it's like, okay, no, this is what I know that you can be doing for your body to achieve the goals that you want to achieve.
Yeah, that's deep. I mean, it shows the passion behind but the passion that what you bring for health in general. Like, just, obviously you doing things for athleisure, athletic wear, for people to feel comfortable in their body while you go to the gym or whether you're casually walking around. But not only to know that the brand, the CEO, is also like a nutritional coach where she takes care of her body, right? That shows the people, like, okay, maybe, it kind of correlates together. And I love being able to point out the it factor behind people's brands, like the passion behind it, because I think that's what really drives any successful brand, is knowing they care about the business. There's passion involved behind it, and they just love what they do, and you can tell. So I'm gonna move on to my next question. So I have obviously Veterans Day just passed. We just talked about that was part of your 2 truths and a lie. What was your biggest lesson in the military?
This ain't the end all be all. It ain't the end all be all. You can win, not in the military. I don't know. I love my time in the military, but and it served me for what I needed it to be for me and what I did for it. But it's just, it's just more to life, right? Like, sometimes I love my, I love my brothers and sisters that are in the military, but there's just a lot of times where, you're sheltered to this idea of life that this is what it has to be. And I decided I just didn't want to be a mom in the military. And once I decided I got pregnant, I was just like, this is it. I don't want to miss anything. So speaking of missing things, I think the biggest lesson that the military taught me was like, don't miss people's important events. And I know that's not really military specific, but when you just miss so much, like you just really like get older and just be like, dang, like I missed this girl's wedding or this person's first birthday. And it's just like, cherishing your loved ones and just being there and showing up.
Yeah.
Because
that's important. That's important. I think 2020 for me, I feel like it's ever since 2020 happened. I ain't gonna lie to you, it's been some serious importance in like just time, understanding like you don't have long, know. It is, and I don't want to go be sad or nothing because it's not sad. Obviously, there's whatever you believe in, I believe in continuing on to a different side, but it is precious. Like life is precious and it's short. And especially now that you have a kid,
think about like you be gone for 6 months. Like I watch people have their kids like on FaceTime, and I just like, like you watch those videos of people coming back home from the service and stuff like that, and that is heart wrenching as it is. The thought process of or the emotion behind why that kid was crying so hard when they saw their dad or mom for the first time is just not something I really was willing to put my kids through.
Yeah.
So it was just like be there for your people. Like it, I watched. I mean, it was just so many family events that I just did not attend and watch loved ones who are no longer here with us. And I'm like, dang, like,
come on,
could have been there.
Yeah,
So there. That, I mean, I love my time in the military, and I felt like I was good at my job. Like I was a cop at first, and then I switched to do IT.
Okay.
To do information security because it was better suited for me. I mean, I was reckless when I was 19, reckless-ish. I just wanted the bonus. Like, I was like, all right, cool. Like, I'll be a cop, whatever. It's physical, like, okay. But yeah, it's like cherish your people, man, because you can be gone for a long time and just have to put somebody else through. And it's just not. It's worth it in hindsight. Yeah. I'm proud to have served, but it's a lot of emotion that are attached to it too that I just
most definitely. I understand completely. Well, I can understand the mindset. But just starting from the beginning, right? So we got obviously what the young Genise Scott want to be. Like obviously you accomplished a lot. You know what I'm saying? In the military, you done your thing.
I never thought I would be in the military for sure. I thought I was going to do my 6 years and get out. I wanted to be. It's so funny because I asked my kids what she wants to be all the time. People don't get too serious.
Kids, man.
I wanted to be a teacher for a long time. And then I think like in the process of that, like I writing a paper or something, like I was tearing up the computer. Like my mom had 2 computers. That's back when we had floppy disk drives. Yeah. And like I couldn't save my work. And then I had to figure it out. Like then I got a computer out the closet, switched out the floppy disk drive, and I was like, oh, I can do this. And then people started talking to me about like how much you can make in IT, and I'm like, oh, we definitely can do this. And then I got to UofSC, and I was like, computer engineering, I'm definitely not doing that. I got that first book, I was like, get somebody else to do it. I was like, so I went back to education, and then life brought me back to IT, and it was just like, no, this is what you're supposed to do. So
wow,
I didn't want to be in IT. Probably talked about like eighth grade.
Yeah, and I guess I've never been able to. Well, I ain't gonna say never, but
third grade teacher is what I want to be.
That's dope. I mean, with this perspective, right? You have kids, and I try to. My whole thing about the podcast, I want to let people understand, like, or let people know that. I don't want you to put yourself in a box, right? I feel like you should do and try every little thing possible. Mm-hmm. But as a mom, what is your thought process when your kids get older and they start to figure out, what they want to be or what they want to do? Have you ever thought about how you would navigate the changes that they may go through in life about changing their mind? Like, how do you plan on supporting as a mom?
The supporter. I mean, like, I changed my major technically 3 times. Like, IT was my 3rd major. And my kid, I don't know if you follow my stories, but my kid is a super free spirit, and I just let her be. And don't want to be able to force anything on her. Like she seems right now to be artsy, and I just know that. I mean, she wants to be a tooth fairy, right? So we know that nothing is gonna last, and she's very smart. So her dad's like, she's gonna be a lawyer or physician, and like she's gonna be able to do whatever she want to do. Like I think that my job is not to tell her what to do or be sad if she decides that she wants to do something else, but just to equip her and make her a well-rounded citizen, make sure she's a good human first and foremost. And I'm gonna support her to do like till the wheels fall off. Like we got a little chant, like who your best friend, who your ride or die, who gonna have your back? She be like mommy all the time, and so she gonna be like whatever she gonna do. I'm gonna have her back. So
that's dope. That's dope. I love it. I love it. So now we gonna get into the cybersecurity aspect, IT, right? So you listed, it says cybersecurity architecture. And when I first read it, I'm like, okay, we dealing with IT, but then you throw the architecture on the back end. I'm like, okay, architecture. Like, so then my first question is, what is it? You know what I'm saying? What is it that you do? Like, are you still doing it? And okay, so now what is it that you do on a day-to-day basis?
Write the plan for people to do. Architect. So my job is interesting because I'm like, when most people think about cybersecurity, they're thinking about like hackers and like analyzing traffic and all of that stuff. And it's such a big, cybersecurity is such a big world. So I work on what we call like governance, risk, and compliance. And I design solutions to prevent things from happening, so to speak. So the best example I can give you is I'm probably the person who approved or suggested that you have a really long password and that you change it every couple months because I know what's going to happen if you don't.
Got you. Okay, that makes sense.
I'm that person. I'm the person who kind of puts those rules in place, or the person who is responsible for if you are on a certain network, which UofSC, never mind. But if you are someplace like, man, like if it's taken for a home, if my child on her iPad right now and I want to shut her off, I'll just block her from the network. Like some type of stuff. I'm not a block. Like I put rules in place to prevent things from happening.
Got you. So you more on the offensive side versus the defensive side because I got a homie. He's cybersecurity as well, but he is more on the offensive side as well too. And the way he kind of way you put it and the way he kind of put it was like, it's kind of hard to be on the defense when you don't know what's out there. So it's like when people are trying to hack, it's like you just gotta be. It's like a 911 call. Like you just gotta show up and we gotta put the defense in place. So when you explained it that way, I was like, okay, it's starting to make sense. So now what makes you good at what you do? Obviously you've been doing it for a very long time.
I don't think it's that hard. That's what's crazy. I guess it's like it. To me, it ain't that hard. Like I'm the one in my department who get the interns. I'd be like, I get the intern, I do my job. Like, I've worked at a private company that has done it really, really well before. Okay. And then, I have my military experience that I was able to help them implement some of the things that they wanted to do. And so now I'm at a place where a lot of places, when you don't have the money, unless something bad happens, no one wants to give money to information security. And so you are creating opportunities. Opportunities are like endless when it comes to cybersecurity. And so it's kind of like finding the weak spots and then writing the plan to address it. Yeah. And being able to sit from a level of like hierarchy, so to speak, to be able to look down and kind of like help other people with their process and be like, oh, no, you might need to be doing this so that you can do this. And cybersecurity from the governance side is really all about rules. So like, there are a lot of best practices online about what you should be doing. Like you can Google right now, like what should I be doing for my small business, cybersecurity wise, and it'll tell you like a list of things, right? Most of the time, like when you're on a platform, they're already doing these things, but like knowing what rules to follow, why to follow these rules, and being able to interpret it. Because most people that are in IT, like my peers, they're not thinking about the things that I'm thinking about in my day because they don't have time.
Gotcha.
Right? So it's kind of like me just being specialized to sit and think about these things all the time and figure out which one makes the most sense to do while we don't put, you talk about being in a box, so that we don't put like IT in a box. Because if we lock everything down, then you won't be able to do nothing. Right? So understanding, like, it's kind of like mindset, like understanding, like, you can't put people in the box. You got to work with people. But there are rules. Like, there's nothing that I can't Google for my job.
Yeah. I mean, that's really cool. I think that's with a lot of jobs. Like, I think you can Google everything right now. But I work
You got to know what to Google.
Yeah, you got to know what to Google. I am in the, so I do work in the tech industry. So we deal with a lot of mobile device management, So
MDM, that's like... MDM. That's like something that my office will put in place for the reason that security will want it. So, like, we would be a little bit selfish to say, well, you need to do MDM and you also need to do these 7 requirements so that it meets this security,
like private networks, lookout, all that good stuff. So like just dealing with that stuff, type of stuff. But I wanted to ask that, just kind of like what makes you good at what you do, is because it could be someone watching, as far as like a kid or something that may want to get into IT, and like if you already techie, sometimes it's easy for you to get into cybersecurity and be like, oh, I like this, or maybe it's a different way of thinking. Like sometimes when I was growing up, I just thought, well, I want to fix computers, but
that's it.
IT is way bigger than just fixing computers. You know what I mean?
And you learn so quick that that's not even where the money's at.
Exactly. Like it's not even.
Like, people are like, oh, I'm gonna go to start at the help desk. It's like you taking a long road. Like that road gonna be real long if you think that the help desk. I'm not knocking the help desk, but I don't agree that should be your starting place. Like again, I think I can train anybody how to do my job. So
right.
Yeah, I'm like, no. I mean, it's good if you ready to like bounce around, but you got to. I always tell people you got to take whatever job you got and learn it to the best of your ability, and learn everybody that's adjacent to your job too, so that now you can use those experiences to put on your resume so you can get your next job. Like you always working for your next job. Like this is my last job.
Mm-hmm. That leads into my next question. So obviously you doing cybersecurity architecture, but is the goal to segue all the way into OTG or no?
So I mean, so you ever heard when people say like I do it fast because it took me 10 years to learn how to do it this fast or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. Like I don't feel like I feel like I think for a living, and like I said, in design solutions, but like I feel like I'm confident enough in my job at this point in the game that it's like, why would I give up my salary and my benefits when I only work 4 days a week? Right. And everybody at my job, to the CIO, CISO knows about OTG. Like my C-level exec asked me on our last one-on-one, like, what can I do to stay motivated in the gym? It's like, sir, do you want to talk about IT today, or you want to talk about OTG? Because, and like I think that like OTG has made me a better employee, a more efficient employee. Mm-hmm. And I just don't like. I used to, before I had a business, I was shut off at the end of the day. And I think that sometimes I don't do that anymore because there may be something I need to do for my business in the middle of the day. Yeah. So sometimes I'm in the shower and I'm like trying to think through like what I would do in a situation or a solution. And so again, because I think for a living, you can't really like put a time on a person, and also work from home. But you can't put a time on the time I was in the shower. Like you can't log that as time. Right. That you was in the shower and you came up with this idea. And I think that so many things happen like that for me. So like I just balance my time with work. And unless work became like different from what it is now, because I always make that joke at work. And I told my boss, I was like, if you leave, I need a 2-month heads up. You and my boss's boss.
Let me know.
I need 2 month heads up. And he's like, that's a lot. Like, all right. So I communicate with them and like but like they're super like relaxed as far as like my work-life balance. Like my boss is like I can tell his love language gotta be words of affirmation, because he like affirm me every time I get on the phone call with him, like that I'm doing an awesome job. And so I just feel like as long as I'm doing good at my job, ain't no point in stopping that. Because OTG don't pay my bills. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Not yet,
Yeah, it don't pay my bills yet. So and that's the other thing too. Like sometimes people are entrepreneurs and their salary is not where they want themselves to be. Mm-hmm. Like I think I am, considering that I work for the state, right? Mm-hmm. I think I'm where I should be. Right. So I'm not unhappy with work. And so that's the thing my boss says. If you ever get unhappy, let me know. Because we'll get you to do something else. Like he'll dig into like why I'm doing something for branding. Like he'll literally send somebody a message and he'll be asking about branding and be like, hey, all y'all need to watch this podcast, or all y'all need to watch this interview or whatever. It's on branding because we need to be better on our brand in the department. So like it's like stuff like that. So like if I really didn't want to do my job no more, he'll try to find a way for me to be happy.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, that's dope. I think you come from a different perspective, because you are thinking, and I think people need this perspective, because for the longest, and I'll speak for myself personally. For the longest, I just always wanted to own something, right? I just wanted to have something of my own,
Yep.
that I can create, that I can curate, that I can put my time into, I can put my passion into, because I know I'm not really passionate about work. You know, like that. I'm good. I'm a great employee. I always say this. I'm a great employee. You put me in any job, whatever, I'm gonna get it done, and we're gonna do it. What you said was, you said you felt like OTG was making you a better employee. Sometimes for me, I feel like my job sometimes allows me to be better at my side hustles, because I can take skills. I can take skills that they train me on at the job and apply them here. But I mean, from your perspective, you know, going from OTG to your job, like that's different. And the fact that, you know, you like, some people do become entrepreneurs because they're not safe or they don't feel secure in what they're doing at that particular moment. You have a different time clock in your head when you are comfortable in your role at work and you feel comfortable. You are able to not rush the details, rush the minor things. Really take your time. Be more. I don't know how to explain it, but I love your perspective on it. Yeah.
I mean, I got the time to like grow my business, and they know that. Like, I feel like a conflict of interest form, and I mean, honestly, it's really like wow. Like, I mean, I've always been the type of employee though, like, I'm gonna work smarter, not harder. Like, I will spend 3 months on a project so that I can save 10 months. I can save an hour every day. I'll do it. Like, that's me. So like, I like process improvement. Let's figure it out how to make it better. So like the ins and outs, like, you know, that's engineering almost, kind of like. So yeah, I mean, that's what architecture kind of do. Is like, I'm trying to figure out right now how to make your process better. Like, stop wasting time. Don't do this. Oh, you want to talk about something that is not worth my time? Okay, I'm gonna have to call you back. That's kind of how work be going for me. So I'm just like, nah, it ain't really that stressful. Like,
don't waste my time. That's it. We gonna make everybody's job better. We gonna save some time. So how did we gonna round it off? I know it's coming up on an hour, so we got 15 more minutes. But how did you start OTH on the ground?
OTG.
Well, I'm sorry. OTG is on the ground or on the go, or it could be on the grind, right? So where did the idea come from? Like, how did that even start?
It's like, it just really, well, I love working out, and I always have, for my adult years, I would say. I've always been active, but I've always, like, I love working out, kind of love working out. And I was just like, you know, pandemics happening and all these things are popping up, flying out, whatever. And I'm like, man, it was like, oh, support a Black business. Make sure y'all buying black. And I'm like, I really want to find somebody who I can support and that I know, like, they got like some athletic clothes, because I'm not wearing like dressy clothes all the time. Like, I'm either going to the gym or I'm going to work. Like, and I'm just like, I can't really find like what it is that I'm looking for. And so I bought something from a boutique. And I wasn't really feeling the quality the way it was feeling on my skin when I was working out. I was hot, and I was just like, okay, so that may not be for me, because that person didn't buy that with the intention of somebody working out, and you bought it for like the on the go aspect of it. So I was like, okay. I was like, but I can do this. Like, I always woke up one day, we just sold our house, and I was like, I can do this. I was like, yeah. And then I told somebody. And then they asked me like 3 months later, like, so you still? And I was like, So then now I feel like I got to do it, because I didn't told somebody that it's what I was thinking about. So yeah, and then I was like sitting there trying to come up with a name, and I filed my LLC probably like August, so it's probably like months after I came up with the idea.
Okay.
I saw a picture. That's what happened too. I saw a picture of the girl. She like drew like a digital image of like, hey, I'm about to go on a date, but we're gonna go work out. Like, which one of these outfits should I wear? And I'm in the comments like, well, where can you find these kind of outfits? Because like, I can't find these nowhere. So this was also during the time I had just bought something from somebody else, and so I was like, I can just do this myself. So yeah, so I was like, all right, cool. So August I did the LLC, and then February, by December I ordered some inventory to try out, and I was just like, like, I'm talking myself out of this business like 1 million times. But yeah, February, I was like, all right, we got to go. We're going to do a little soft launch. Like, we going. And then that first day, I sold out like in 2 hours. And I was like, all right.
I can do this.
Yeah. And we did. Even on the gas ever since. So
That's what's up. So now, I mean, obviously with merch and stuff like that, I feel like it's super important to find the right quality. You know, the quality
yes.
is always key. Obviously, who's your avatar? They like to say avatar like in these different like courses and things of that
Yeah.
nature.
So
So
I really be trying not to use myself.
you got to.
But yeah, I think about myself often when I'm looking at my avatar, but somebody that's a little stuff, somebody more so that I'm inspiring to be.
Got
So
it.
I aspire to be the girl who brunches with her friends and stuff a lot, that have the career, that goes to the gym, that is just living like with affordable luxury, but at the same time, like I'm still enjoying my life and having a good time.
Yeah.
And so I aspire to be because, there are times where, I'm not hanging out with my friends and stuff as much as I would like to, or I'm not really buying luxury stuff. It's really kind of cheap sometimes. So it's the girl that I aspire to be. Sometimes I think about it like she's like a nurse or something, and but she's still hitting the gym, and she's still about her business, and she's still, doing things to take care of her life and her family on the side, and she's not just stagnant in life. So that's the girl. I know my profile recommended me. I always think about go getter, like one of the key terms I wrote, like she's a go getter, like she's about her business. So that's her.
That's huge. That's huge. How long did it take you to kind of find the material though? Like, was that process hard for you? Was it easy?
It wasn't. It was less about the material. I'm still no. So I still have that struggle. That is
Okay.
a everyday. I have like 50 outfits in my closet right now. Like, and I'm wearing one actually that I go to the gym and the girls like, so what's that? That's a new outfit. I'm like, it's a sample. Like, y'all gotta relax.
You gotta relax. Hey, back up.
So I'm like testing stuff. I test stuff before I drop anything. So my drops are a little bit delayed in a sense because I'm gonna wear it. I'm gonna go to the gym and I'm gonna wash it. I'm gonna see how it's gonna behave before I drop it. And I've had a lot of success with that. But sometimes, honestly, like there are things that I tested that a client might have something different, completely out of the wazoo happen. And so I don't know if you noticed, but there was a transition with my logos, OTG Athleisure, just the stretch. By the time you put it on somebody's leg or whatever, like it became different. So I was like, okay, boom, we're throwing on everything from here on out. So it's like it's been a process. Like I'm always trying to improve the quality of what it is that I'm offering. If it's sliding in the gym, I'm the one who's uncomfortable wearing the boo-boo stuff all the time because I'm like, this logo is doing this or whatever. Like I'm telling you, I hate the days sometimes when I test something and it ain't the one.
Right.
I'm like, dang, this sucks. I don't even want to finish the workout. Like, so yeah.
You done threw the whole workout off.
Yeah, it's an ongoing process. Yeah, it's ongoing.
Okay, cool. I like that. Because I know
I
it's
do a lot
important.
of different materials. That's the other thing.
Okay, a lot of different. So it's definitely more trial and error as you keep evolving and bringing out different pieces and just different types of athletic wear. What if you could give me, like, for anybody that wants to start a branding, a merchandising business, what would be maybe top 5 things they must do to be successful? I know that's hard. I know it's a lot, but just like maybe some of the top 5.
I didn't even got to put myself in that box yet. So, top things they would do. I would say invest in a coach for sure. The coach is definitely someone who has done their own business or like they do that as professional coach people. Invest in yourself. That's number one. Don't skip the step of like trying to don't skip the steps will be another one too, because there's just things that like I wish I would have done a little bit different starting out, but trial and error or whatever, but it also sets you up for more hardship throughout the rest of the process. So like for instance, not having a coach, I didn't know how to price my stuff. I didn't do that research. So just doing the research, didn't know how to price my things. I came in really, really like pretty much kind of low. I'm kind of medium now, but not knowing how that affects you down the ride, and then deciding like what you want your business to look like, say like just in 2 years, right? Because in a year, if you want it to really grow, that will kind of change or dictate like how you start.
Gotcha.
3, 4. Don't talk yourself out of it if you really want to do it. Because again, I'm telling you, like, I think right before we were supposed to talk the last time, like, I was just like that little meaning, like, like, don't talk yourself out of it, because it's gonna be man. Like, I like to believe that I would have all good. I'm like, why did you put yourself through this?
Like, yeah, you question it.
Like, why did you do this? So yeah, don't talk yourself out of it if you really want to do it, and don't be afraid to ask questions to somebody who you see like yourself. Like, you know, people ask me stuff all the time, and I'm a share home. I would share whatever, and I've gotten in trouble. My homeboy just told me, he's like, you can't tell everybody everything. And I'm like, I mean, I'm gonna help somebody, but I think that my personality, it gives you mixed signals or whatever. Like, if you just see me and I'm like focused or whatever, like, I probably come off a little meaner than I look or whatever. But I'll tell anybody anything, you know, like, let you trying to, like, we'll talk about that offline, but
for sure.
I'll tell anybody anything that they want to know, because my business is to help somebody else. Like, I'm learning how to do everything, every single thing that I do in my business, I do on my own, and then I give it to somebody else to help me with, or I want to teach a kid how to do this. Like, so, like, my job is to help somebody else. It's not for this is not for me.
Yeah, I never understood why people want to hoard. Like, you talked about, you know, becoming a nutritional coach. You know, you didn't want to hoard. Like, you know, people have the information on how to lose weight, how to take care of your body, but then they hoard it, or they put a price on it, which is fine. I mean, you do what you need to do by any means, but for me, I wanted to create an environment with the podcast to be able for people to come on and grab free game, because it's like, you can copy what somebody does, but that doesn't mean it's gonna take off. Like,
you never know why somebody did what they did. So you copying something, is you always gonna be 2 steps behind them anyway. So that doesn't matter. So it's like, if I share with you ask me a simple question about why I did something, like, I can tell you why I did it. I can tell you how I did it, but you don't know everything that went into it. You know what I mean? So, like, when people ask me, like, hey, you know, what's the advice you can give me to start my athleisure brand? I'm going to tell you. However, there was just so much more that it wasn't like, to start it. That ain't.
That's the easy part.
That's the easy part. It's the running it and trying to grow it and scale it. And I think that people are aware about, like, sharing, like, free game when it comes to, like, because, I mean, I paid a lot of money, right, to be, to get my stuff together. And so you don't really want to waste your time on people who are not serious. Like, there's a difference between wanting to really help somebody,
right,
and then there's people who I, air quote, try to help do something, and they still sitting on the idea or something like that. It's like, so did I just waste my time? Like, I could have been working on my business, could have been with my kid, could have been with my family. So I think that is why. I started to understand that, like, a little bit later on or whatever, but like, I think that's why people do that, because some people, if you don't put a price on it, people won't take it as serious.
It's like going to the gym.
So, you pay
$10 a month.
My friend who goes to the gym, she was just in my challenge. I trained her for free at first, and she was just like, because I ain't paid for it, but I ain't taking it serious, and that's the way people are. So I think that's why coaches, like, I hate that. Right, because people are gatekeeping simple stuff like how to start an LLC, so I don't understand that. But, but like when it comes to, like, the in-depth stuff, like, I ain't charging nobody. But like I told you about my friend with the video company, like, I'm like, listen, I want to see you win, so, like, let's go. Like, let me tell you all the things that I know about my business that's helped me do these things, and so if we can get you, like, where you're at, like let's change this in your bio, let's put this up in your bio. Like, I've learned it, like. I feel like everything that I have coming to me is going to come to me, and it's not going to take anything off of me to help somebody else.
That's the best way to look at it, man. I do understand every side of, like, being in the game for a little while and just knowing, like, the time is precious. Like, you don't want people to waste your time, but, you know, I don't know. I guess it's just who I am.
It's a rock and a hard place. For sure.
It's a rock and a hard place, man.
You'll help about 2 or 3 people that ain't did nothing with your advice, and you just be like. But then you see that one that's doing their thing, you like, see, that's why you do it.
Yeah, for sure. So, well, listen, Genise, man, I want to thank you for your time. I've had a great time, a great conversation.
Thank you.
I really learned a lot, and I hope whoever's listening, they learned a lot, because it was a lot that was dropped along the journey. I think the biggest thing that I can take away from the conversation is just your mindset. You know, the wisdom that you have with, you know, being in the military, doing your job, and then also now having OTG. I can just tell it comes with a lot of wisdom, and it seems like you're starting to figure. I guess I don't know. I don't want you to
figure it out.
Yeah, just trying to figure it out. Like, I don't want to make it seem like you got it figured out all the way, because nobody has it figured out. But how you handle yourself under the distress or under, in those situations, like, it just seems like you're doing so well. And I just want to kind of give you kudos, and just hopefully you stay motivated, man. You and your family, that could keep going to higher levels. But you know how the podcast go. I always need a recommendation at the end. Do you have 1 to 2 people that you could recommend that could fit the mold of the podcast that I can sit down with next, that you think is top tier quality?
Let's see. So I can definitely go with my LS. Tio. She's been a DJ for a very long time.
Okay.
Been an entrepreneur. She's like one of the first people that I've known to be an entrepreneur for like full time. Like, she don't work.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's one. And let me see. I think my coach. I think you might, we'll see if Seville want to come on here. He did a lot of podcast requests all the time. Seville meet with him. But he's my gym coach, and he gave me a lot of wisdom and keep me pretty grounded too. Being able to work out there. So
that's dope. I appreciate it. So all you got to do is, if you could just send me their Instagram profile, like on Instagram or whatever, I'll reach out to them and just kind of let them know what we doing, what we represent, and hopefully we can get them on. But thank you again.
Thank you.
I hope you have fun.
Thank you.
Yep.
I did.
Well, see you.
All right. Have a good one.
All right. You too.
Bye.